Hey everyone, it's Alicia. Welcome back to my channel. Oh, I had all sorts of fun today. Can you tell? I spent the day with my daughter, which was amazing. She is an amazing kid. Look, I love all of my kids, but this kid I have a very special relationship with. And I spend time with her and it's like magic. It's like magic. It was just an amazing day, but we did all sorts of fun things. We went to all sorts of fun places that I've never been to. Clearly, I am wearing a minty, this is like mint and white. Do you see this, Christmas? Yes, it's mint and white, and it's got these beautiful little snowflakey things on it. It's pretty amazing for making. Anyway, I hauled some of this for two friends. I'm going to send this to them in the mail. I know it's crazy because they can get it a lot easier than I can, but they got to have it because they're kind of pastel kind of Christmas people. And I don't think I've ever seen this kind of nice mint green mixed with white before. So I have an idea of where that's going. Can you guess who these little hair clips are for, folks? They look like Mickey Mouse to me. Bet you can guess. And then, okay, this was hysterical. I actually bought this for two friends because it's ridiculous, but it's heavy. It's going to have to ship to them like by itself. Okay, so this is from this really cool Russian store here. There are a lot of Christians who live here who are Russian. So, do you see this? Okay, so she had to explain this to me. It's a Russian thing. I got one with a blue scarf and one with a red. It is technically a Christmas tree, but it also is a Christmas wish. If you notice, there's money on it, and the star is a money, and it just means for a prosperous year. Crazy but true, and it's a magnet, folks, and they're handmade, and you can tell because they made a few mistakes. They're a messier painter than I am. Look. Yes. I mean, these are ridiculous, but they are handmade. You can tell it's handmade because they messed up all over the place. It was great. I was like, oh, look, and they're selling these. Guess mine aren't so bad after all. But I had to get two of these because they were kind of funny. You know when something's kind of ugly, it's like so ugly it's beautiful? It's like that, folks. It's like that. All right, so I had to get a couple of those. Now, I wish she hadn't wrinkled them when she packaged up the bag, and I didn't police her when that happened, and I should have because look what she did. Anyway, look at these guys. It's a mostly Christmas Hello Kitty pack. Mostly. And you can't tell my crappy camera, but most of these are glittery. And I have a certain friend on here who likes Hello Kitty. So this is going in her package. It does have also a safari Hello Kitty or a desert Hello Kitty, but it has ton of Christmas Hello Kitty. So I got that for someone. And then look at this cool thing I got for Miss Sabrina's daughter, Katie. Okay, Sabrina, I want you to study this because you could make one of these. I actually bought it for Katie, but I actually think you could make these for her because all it is, girlfriend, is a hair tie with these little baubles we use, and inside the bauble is a bunch of sequins. So we could so make these for people, folks. So I'm getting it for Katie, but I want you to also study it as kind of like a way to learn how to make it. It's real simple. Even I could make this. So for sure you can make it, Sabrina, for sure. So I got that for Miss Katie. And for a couple of my girlfriends on here, I got this crazy thing. So for my girlfriends that have long hair, basically what you do with this is you wrap your hair around it and it becomes a heart bun instead of a regular bun. How cool is that? I actually thought this was really cool. So I got that. Isn't that fun to go with your daughter to do fun things like this? Got this for Miss Katie for her backpack. How cool is that? Guess what I got these for? Ha! Yep, Dina, those are coming to you, girlfriend, with your package. Look at them. These are actually pretty. Okay, and I found out from my daughter's friend, how to package up this stuff and ship it, how they vacuum seal it. And it's kind of a cheat, folks. I'm going to see if it works. And if it does, then I can mail this to Miss Katie. It's a new perfume that came out for teenagers here, and they have like 4 or 5 different scents, and I really liked this one. So if you're going to middle school, you know, I know they make things now scent-free because of people's allergies, and that's very respectful, but, you know, she might go to a dance. She needs some perfume. She needs some perfume. So I had to get her that. So if it works, and they taught me a little craft hack, and we'll see if it works, then I am going to send that to her. If it fails, well, then Miss Katie's not getting that. But she is getting this. And this is called Second Class. It's like a line here that came from Korea. And it's Brow Class. And basically it has all the instructions but in Korean on the back, but then it also has it in English. I love that stuff that comes like this from Korea. I think it's amazing. Their products are usually very good, and they also give great instructions, and their beauty products are great. Anyway, basically, it's a way to cut and trim your hair, your brows, because I figure, middle school is when you start doing all this stuff, guys. But I have to declare this when I mail because it's a scissor. And Alicia does not want her package to be held like Danielle's. So I'm going to report this when I send it at the post office. Okay, and what else did I get that's super cute? Did I get anything else that I can show you? Because I don't want Miss Sabrina to see a couple of things here. Oh, I can show you this. Look, Dina. Oh, yes, folks. Mickey Mouse shaped bling. Oh, yeah, that's going to Miss Dina. And I think that's it. Oh, no, there's one special thing for Miss Katie. So I've been trying to figure out, it's in here, Miss Sabrina, and I am going to do a little more careful shipping for her. Forgive the crinkle, folks. I had them wrap it because I don't have any wrapping here. Okay? So, I was smart. I was like, can you gift box this? And they did. So look, Miss Sabrina, it's a sterling silver ring. And look at this. Guys, oh, my crappy camera. So this is a really popular stone here, and it's iridescent. Do you see it? It's really popular here. And it shows up like pink and white in the light. So I got it fairly large. I've got big fingers, guys. I know that's crazy. Like, I'm medium boned. I've told you this. It's just my disease that makes me skinny mini. I am a medium boned girl. But because of my illness and just because of my family, I have big hands. So I wear like a size 8 ring, which is big. And so I deliberately got this bigger, Miss Sabrina, because I figured you could easily have it made smaller for Katie if she needs it, but you can't make something bigger easily. So that's for Miss Katie. Isn't that cute, folks? I was so excited. My daughter helped me pick it out. I love it. She's like, yeah, get that one. I'm like, okay. We used to buy her all sorts of stuff like that. So she was all excited to help me pick it out for someone else. And I think that's everything, folks. I can take off this crazy crinkle. Had such a good day, folks. And then something really magical happened. Do you remember the guy in the painting that you all asked about when I first came here? The guy with all the facial tattoos, and I told you that we have not seen him now in a long time, and we've all gone looking for him. Oh, you're not going to believe what happened today. I was on my way home, and what appeared to me, a very old gentleman stopped me to ask me to buy him a drink. Now, remember I told you it's like close to 100 here today, and it's muggy, so it feels much hotter. And so I turned around because I heard him ask me in English, and I turned around, and who was it? It wasn't an old man. It was the man in the painting. If not for the facial tattoos, folks, I don't think I would have recognized him. He looks like he's 90. Yeah. I remember when I first met him, and now to think of him looking like this now broke my heart. But it also made me feel good that he's still alive, because I thought we had lost him. So he was like, can you buy me a Coke? I'm really thirsty, or a water or anything. And I was like, I'll do more than that. So I took him and I got him some food, and I bought him a meal and a couple of drinks, and one to take home for later because that's real important, like a bigger size drink. Here in Israel, drinks are smaller than we're used to. So I got him a larger one. And yeah, let's just say he's really deteriorated. And I suspect that might be the last time I see him. But it was really nice to have a chance to see him one more time. And I told him, he was shocked. Like, he didn't ask me because he recognized me, actually, at first. I think he's on some serious medication. And I don't mean like narcotics. I mean, now I think he's seriously medicated. I suspect that narcotics and some mental health issues may have caused some kind of deterioration, and I don't know, I'm guessing, just he's unwell. And so I was shocked. Anyway, he didn't ask me because he recognized me. And then I said to him, do you remember when I first met you? You were a hairdresser. And he looked at me for a second. And he said, I'm sorry, like, do I know you? And I said, well, it's a long time since I've seen you. And I also had long hair then. And he looked at me for a minute, and he said, did you used to live near the park? And I said, no, I didn't live there. It's where we stayed when we came. And he was like, I know who you are. So it took him a good few minutes, folks. like a good few minutes. I was surprised he remembered it all. That's the kind of state he was in. And I told him that I had looked for him and that the other artist had looked for him and that I actually had a painting of him up in the house, that my husband had gifted to me this year because I couldn't find him. And he was really touched by that, actually. And so was the owner of the restaurant. I know this restaurant owner very well. And he said to me, wait, he was a hairdresser? And I said, yeah. Yeah, and he didn't look like this, I want to say, folks, that part of the problem, I think, is that we still, despite it being 2019, we have a real misunderstanding about mental health. And I think even though we all have this advertising that says that we've removed the stigma or we shouldn't have shame, it's a disease just like having kidney disease or heart disease, I think there's some people still feel a lot of stigma around it and maybe a lot of shame around it. And I think there's still judgment because I saw it today. The second that the restaurant owner, who I know very well, found out he was a hairdresser, he was like, what? And I was like, well, what did you think? That he didn't have a life before this? Of course he had a job. Of course he was, and he was like, so what happened? I said, I have no idea exactly what happened. I can only tell you that it was over a period of years and that it spiraled. And probably he didn't want to ask for help. And this is the result. So it was like both touching because I got to see him, but it's made me pause and realize that I needed to talk about this because, I know Lisa's talked about things like this on her channel, and I don't often. But I have to say it's really important that when people are suffering, they feel it's safe to talk about it. Because what happens is if they internalize it, it worsens potentially, and there's no support or help. If someone had been supportive and helpful with him, we wouldn't be in the situation we are today. But I think he didn't feel he could talk about it. I mean, today he was really shocked that I remembered. Even once he remembered who I was, he was like, wait, you remembered all that? And I was like, of course. Which means he doesn't feel like a person anymore. That people don't see him as a person anymore. And that was really hard for me to hear. Like, that broke my heart. Thank goodness I had Lily's crazy generosity to offset that today. Right? Because as a person who loves people and cares about people, it's really hard for me to hear that someone feels invisible. Really, it's difficult. So I had to offset that kind of heartfelt pain. I had Lily's intense goodness. And then I think, well, people like Lily have the ability to change the world for good. And so that helps offset some of what I saw today. But I did think it was important to come on here and say, we got to make sure people feel comfortable that they can talk about these things and not feel like they're going to be judged or people are going to think they're weird or they'd rather they kept it to themselves. That's not healthy, folks. That's not healthy. We should be able to talk about mental health the way we talk about scleroderma or, lupus or, arthritis or back surgery or diabetes or any problem because it's not any different. It's a medical condition. Right? It's a medical condition. So I felt I had to come on and say that. It was nice to see he was still alive. It really was. By the grace of God, I tell you. And I'm not kidding. And that's the part that was hard. But he at least has been fed for one night. And he has enough beverages to keep him hydrated in this intense heat. I don't know what will happen tomorrow. I now know that he's around here now. And so I'm going to go looking for him. And at least while I'm here, he'll eat. And that's something, right? That's something. And that's the something I cling to. Well, folks, I need to take a little rest before I come on and watch your videos because my daughter and I were running all over the place. And it was really, really fun. And I mean fun. Oh, she's such a sweetheart. I don't know how I got so lucky, folks. This is a kid that I graced into my life when she was 3 years old. 2.5, 3. Remarkable little girl. And I fell madly in love with her. But it was my first time helping someone else with their child. It's the first time. And it was the most amazing experience. And we have remained close ever since. And I just feel very blessed to have her And she's a remarkable person, and she's grown into a remarkable woman. I'm super proud of her. She just passed a very hard exam. She works in the medical field, and she passed a very difficult national exam. And I like beaming proud mama style. But we just had so much fun today. So much fun. Being with her is like being with a butterfly, and it's a joy. So I had a very nice day, but now I need to have a little rest before I come back on, because we certainly did a lot of walking, talking, and having fun. So I hope whatever you did today, you had a little butterfly fun in your day. That's what I hope for you, because the butterfly fun stuff is good. You probably already know, but Kathy's there safely. And I was so relieved. I was so relieved when I got that text. I was so relieved. She's safe and sound. Her kids are safe and sound. So now I don't have to worry. She's at her mom's. We don't have to worry. It's all good. It's all good, folks. I'm going to go take a rest. I'll be back on here later today. And I'll comment and check on your videos and see what y'all are up to, because I'm sure it's all sorts of magic. Bye for now.